You know, you really don't need much to get shit done. Sure, all the niceties of the modern age make things easier and more comfortable, but do they also rob us of something along the way? I have a theory on how struggle fuels creativity that I'm sure nobody really wants to hear. I'm currently practicing exactly what I preach, not out of any ideology, but out of necessity because, well, I'm a broke-ass songwriter. I'm literally recording all of this in the corner of our crumbling garage that I share with all the critters you'll have down here in New Orleans. I'm recording it on cheap mics and a hodgepodge of equipment, but it's what I have, and it's getting done. And so this is the story of my life, getting things done with what I have at hand. If you've never read Robert Pirsig's Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, I urge you to go get a copy. It changed my life when I read it as a young man. It's about two different philosophies. One, where we use what we have to fix and maintain things in life. The other, where we use things until they break and then discard them because they were never meant to be repaired. My motorcycle is a reflection of this conviction. Sure, I'd love to have a fancy new Harley or Indian bike, or maybe one of those BMWs with all the bells and whistles. Instead, I have a Kawasaki KLR 650. I bought it off a kid in Baton Rouge for $1,500. This is the third one that I've owned. The first one was stolen in Benton, Arkansas, when I took my first state-mandated vacation. The second was stolen right out of my driveway here in New Orleans 5 years ago when we moved here. They are cheap, dependable, easy to work on, and in the end, they are just as much fun to ride. Even the stolen ones, apparently. It's funny how something like a motorcycle can connect you with your past. My grandfather, Robert Bad Bob Galster, was a motorcycle police in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, back in the late 50s and early 60s. He was one of my heroes in a scary, kind of wild way. I remember staring at the picture of him in all of his leathers on that old Harley patrol bike. That, to me, was the embodiment of badass and freedom. I wanted it right then. And so started my lifelong affliction with motorcycles. It was unavoidable. My dad and both of my uncles rode. Luckily for me, my older brother passed down an old Suzuki GS 250 to me when I was probably 12 years old. It never mattered to me what bike I was riding, as long as that wind was in my face. I was my grandfather on that old panhead Harley Davidson FL 1965 ElectraGlide. And that's still what it does for me today. My grandfathers were both devout practitioners of using what they had at hand to get things done. Neither one had a college degree, but Robert Galster could fabricate a jet airplane from a pile of scrap at the junkyard. And Bo Talbot could construct a 5-story Chinese pagoda from a pile of old logs he milled himself. True story. So when you see me riding my ratty old cheap motorcycle with a big shit-eating grin on my face, now you know where it comes from. And if you see me on the same bike broken down in some parking lot somewhere, piecing it back together with a Leatherman and some baling wire with the same shit-eating grin, please know that I'm communing with my grandfathers. So here's to motorcycles, grandfathers, and not needing much to get shit done. long way to South Dakota, heading north out of New Orleans. I think I'll ride straight through to Joplin, 'cause Daddy ain't got no trailer queen. Riding on the same steel that my granddaddy would ride. She's a panhead Harley Davidson FL 1965 ElectraGlide. She's a give her the reins and let her run. She's a 60-year-old American steel. No, she ain't nothing fancy, but the less she got, the more you feel. Burning down the same roads that my daddy would ride. She's a panhead Harley Davidson FL 1965 ElectraGlide. Riding on the same steel my granddaddy would ride. She's a panhead Harley Davidson FL 1965 ElectraGlide. Long way to South Dakota on this 60-year-old American steel.